What happens when football giants hit rock bottom? We're talking about champions getting relegated just years after lifting the trophy, legends sending their own clubs down with a back heel, and corruption scandals that shook the world. From the riots burning down Buenos Aires to the tears of loyalty in Turin, this isn't just about losing a match, it's about betrayal, bankruptcy, and the ultimate test of loyalty. Buckle up, because today, the Giants fall hard. Listen, we need to talk about the absolute worst feeling in football: relegation. It's basically the academic equivalent of flunking a grade in school. Broken. You feel the shame, the failure, and knowing you aren't going to be in the same class or league as the cool kids next year. For big clubs, it's not just a loss, it's a full-blown trauma. The fans go from angry parents screaming at a bad report card to eventually holding your hand, trying to pick you back up. Because at the end of the day, family is family. Grab your snacks, smash that like button if you're new, and let's dive into the history of Giants getting absolutely humbled. First stop, Turkey. While the Big Four, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Beşiktaş, Trabzonspor, have never tasted relegation, there is one story that is absolutely heartbreaking. Enter Bursaspor. Imagine winning the Super League title, making history, and then crashing out. In the 2018-19 season, they were actually safe in Week 14. But then, they went on a 9-game winless streak that was painful to watch.
Bruh.
It all came down to the final weeks. They needed a miracle against Göztepe, but ended up with a 0-0 draw. The result? Relegation. Just 9 years after lifting the trophy, they were down. No financial recovery, no psychological bounce back, just pure pain. Let's head to the Premier League. Before Man City became the final boss of football, they had some serious low moments. But the craziest story involves their neighbors. Rewind to 1974. Manchester United is fighting for survival. They need a win. Who scores the goal to send them down? Dennis Law, a United legend who had just transferred to City. He scores with a back heel against his old club. Talk about a villain arc. United got relegated by their own icon. Cold. Fast forward to 1996, and United got their revenge. They drew with City in a match where City was fighting for their life, essentially pushing their rivals off the cliff. City went down, and it took them ages to recover. We can't talk about England without mentioning the absolute meme that was Sunderland. They literally hired a film crew for a Netflix documentary thinking it would be their redemption arc and return to the Premier League. Instead, they got relegated again to League One. The camera crew captured the whole disaster in 4K. Talk about a PR nightmare. Italy, 2006, the Calciopoli scandal. This wasn't about playing bad, this was about corruption. Juventus got caught match-fixing and was sent straight to Serie B with a -9-point deduction. But here is where we separate the boys from the men. While Zlatan and Cannavaro dipped, legends like Buffon, Del Piero, and Nedved stayed. Pavel Nedved dropped the hardest line in football history: players leave, men stay. They took the penalty, won the league, and came back stronger. That is what you call main character energy. In France, Marseille won the Champions League in '93, but there was a catch. Their president tried to bribe players from Valenciennes so Marseille could rest easy before the UCL final. They got caught, stripped of their league title, and relegated. And fun fact, PSG technically got relegated in 1972 due to a club split. They had to restart from the third division while Paris FC stayed up. Look at them now. Germany saw giants like Werder Bremen and Schalke 04 completely collapse recently. Schalke went 14 games without a win at the start of the season. That's not a slump. That's a free fall. In Spain, Atletico Madrid in 2000 was a tragedy. They had Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank scoring for fun, but the team was a mess. They got relegated alongside Sevilla and Real Betis. The scenes of players crying on the pitch? Absolute emotional damage. Finally, the heavy hitters. Rangers FC in 2012 didn't just get relegated, they went broke. Financial implosion meant they had to restart from the fourth division. But under Steven Gerrard, They eventually completed the ultimate comeback. And River Plate in 2011? The system in Argentina is complicated, but River managed to get relegated for the first time in history. The reaction? Buenos Aires turned into a war zone. Riots, fires, chaos in
Oh
the
my
streets.
God, bro.
It was apocalyptic.
Hell no, man.
From
What the
bribes to
fuck,
bankruptcy,
man?
these stories prove that no one is too big to fail. As the Rangers fans famously put it on their banners during the dark times, we deserve better. If you enjoyed this deep dive into football's darkest days, hit subscribe. Because here, we respect the hustle and the history. See you in the next one. Peace.